Kerbal Pilot here, and today we are going to be recording the first episode, or I will be recording, sorry, the first episode of Kerbal Space Program Science Mode. So pretty much the whole point of this is to try and unlock all the science in Kerbal Space Program. So this is our first launch. Just a pretty basic rocket, not much to it. So we're going to take one reading of this mystery goo before we take off, before we lift off. And then we're going to activate this engine. And we'll take the second mystery goo reading as we ascend through the atmosphere. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get 10 science out of that, plus whatever science we get out of any VA report or any of that good stuff that we can also use for scientific purposes. So while we climb out here, we're going to be experiencing too many G's to do a spacewalk under these conditions. We'll deploy the parachute. I'm using time acceleration just so that way this video isn't an hour long, because that is way too long for me to upload. And also, Happy New Year's and all of that stuff. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, really. So we have just landed. I won't do time warp anymore. That kind of hurt. So we'll walk over here and we'll do our surface sample on these tracks right here. We'll zoom in a bit. Okay, we'll do EVA report. Okay, we'll get some science out of that. And then we'll take a surface sample. 9 science. Okay, we've got quite a lot of science here. So we're going to recover the vessel. And then we're going to... Okay, we've got 16 science from this mission, which is not bad. So we'll do research and development. We'll go basic rocketry. And we'll get engineering 101, which gives us some communicators and a stacked decoupler, both of which we need for this next mission. We will recover this ship. So it looks like we've got 17 science from that, which means we can actually return to here, and we can get survivability as well. So we have both a barometer, we have some heat shields, and some parachutes. So we'll leave this facility, and then we'll go back to the vehicle assembly building. We will remove this lower stage. We'll go over here to coupling. We'll just leave that there for now. And then we'll do thermal. That's too small. We'll do heat shield. And we want to make sure we have that thing there. And let's go over here, the science. We'll make sure we have 2 of each thing. That way there's no aerodynamic instability or anything like that. And it's also good because we can get a reading off of both of the science meters, which gets us extra science, which is very helpful. So we'll go over here. We're going to want this as our first stage. Let's see, do we have a nose cone? No, we do not. So that means we can't use boosters or anything of that nature. So we'll have a couple of these fuel tanks here, and then we will make sure we have an engine, because that's kind of important. We'll make sure we have an engine. We'll go to the coupling. We'll make sure that that's good, and then we'll put the first stage there. And then we'll have 4 fins like we did last time, and we'll put them around the bottom of the rocket. That looks pretty good. We probably need to make sure we have better aerodynamics on the next launch, but we will see how this launch goes. I'm just going to double check the staging real quick. Yeah, the staging looks pretty good. So we are ready for liftoff on this first flight. Henry Kerman is at the controls today. So, yeah. Going to be piloting this rocket, hopefully in the upper atmosphere. So we'll just do a quick. We'll wait till landing to do a barometer test, and we will activate this engine. So we're just going to go straight up on the first stage. We're going to jettison it. We're going to actually make sure that that's on. We'll separate it, and then we will probably nose over or go somewhere with the second stage. We won't just go straight up. Try not to spin out of control in the process. Okay, there we go. Pretty much got in control of it here. Looks like it's going to put us on a not too far of a suborbital trajectory. Okay, we'll keep that data. And we need to... We'll make sure we do it at the top of our ascent as well. And then we will make sure we separate this. I'm going to just do a manual separation. And you can see it's flying in the space. Let's see. What is our... Okay, so we're really close to our highest point, so I'm going to do a mystery goo reading here. Okay, that should get us some science. We'll log the pressure data, and we'll log temperature data as well. And then we'll do both of these when we're on the ground. So that works out pretty good. Okay, our surface velocity is increasing, although it should start decreasing as we start hitting the atmosphere. And up there is the debris that we jettisoned earlier. Hopefully not going to cause too much issues. Won't get in orbit, so we won't have to deal with it later on in this mission. And I'm using time acceleration now because I don't want this video to be an hour long, as I said before. So I'm going to use some time acceleration, and hopefully it's under 30 minutes. And actually, if it's over about 30 minutes, it just was such a hassle to upload. And then we'll do an EVA report because I forgot to do one before. And then we'll get into the spacecraft again, simply because that is easier on me to get more science. I did actually forget to do the science for on the ground, but look how much science I got. I got 40 science on my second mission, which is crazy. So let's go over here to the astronaut complex. Let's select all of these Kerbals. We have 22 active, so that's good. And then we can leave the facility, go back to the vehicle assembly building. Actually, no, we want to go back to the research and development complex. We'll do general rocketry, and then we'll do stability as well. So that should get us enough to hopefully make a better rocket here. So we'll just jettison all of this, and then actually have to leave the facility because there's this weird glitch that I have where you can't zoom in if you exit. It's probably an issue that I'm just having because I'm not very experienced in this. But yeah, it is definitely an issue that I am having and need to address. So once I get that fixed, it will be much more helpful. Just put 2 on each side. Again, get more science. Pretty important. Okay, so there's the heat shield, and then we'll do parachute. Okay, we'll put that there. So we have a solid fuel booster, which we'll use as the first stage. And then we have this slightly larger fuel tank, which we use as the second stage. And then we can do coupling. We'll add that. And then we'll put this, there. So we'll do 3 of these fuel tanks. We'll add an engine. We'll do this engine. And then we need to make sure we're coupling it, so that way we don't have any issues. And then we need to make sure we have 4 times symmetry, because I would like 4 boosters on this thing. And then we'll make sure it's attached to the main stage. We need aerodynamics, so we'll put those nose cones there. And that actually looks pretty good in terms of what kind of a rocket I want to build. It should be pretty stable on launch. Hopefully it doesn't spin out of control, because that would be quite unhealthy to the Kerbals inside. We're gonna remove him. We're gonna do, can't pronounce their name, Kerman. And I don't know what to call this spacecraft, so I'm just gonna call it my spacecraft, because I can't think of a better name. And we'll make sure we save that, and we'll launch it. The good thing about saving spacecraft for later use is if you do develop a satellite that you need a specific type of rocket for, it's very good for that. So we're going to hit the spacebar. Looks like we've got 5 good ignitions. And I did actually forget the aerodynamics for this launch, which might be an issue, but hopefully it isn't that big of a deal that it just completely causes us to go out of control, because that would be quite unfortunate. Okay. Looks like we jettisoned our boosters, and most of them exploded. So, and then the one that survived looks like it's way off course at the Space Center, so that shouldn't be an issue. We'll decouple this, and then we'll reactivate this engine. And then we'll start trying not to spin out of control again. Make sure that's enabled. And then we will nose over in the suborbital trajectory. It's actually quite a nice trajectory that we have here. So we're not going to get in the orbit on this flight, that's for certain. But we can at least hope for a good suborbital trajectory that will get us some science. And that would be our booster that we just jettisoned. Decouple from that. And then we'll do 1 mystery goo reading here. Okay, clumped into a spear and has become brittle. We'll do an EVA here. We'll do an EVA report. Okay, and we'll keep that experiment. We'll go back in here. We'll use time warp to get us through this through this maneuver, or this suborbital flight, sorry. And we'll come back down and see does it say we're going to land? So it looks like we're going to land in the water just off the coast of an island. And we'll do our second mystery goo reading here. Okay, that should get us some science. We'll log the temperature here. Keep that experiment. And then we will make sure we log the temperature here. Okay, or the pressure here, sorry. And that's where we're predicted to land, right there. So we'll do another time acceleration. So if I didn't use time acceleration, this would be a 30-minute video. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it looks like we are. So it looks like we lost. Oh, we lost both of the mystery goo containers. That's unfortunate. That means I won't get as much science as I expected. But it is what it is. I mean, can't win. Can't get every little bit of science. Can we? But certainly on the next flight, I will have to make sure that I properly use my containment mechanisms and all of that, so we don't have that issue again. And maybe keep my fuel a little bit so I can slow down before re-entry, so I don't have such a huge issue in terms of re-entry and all of that stuff. So we'll log the temperature here, and then we'll also log the pressure here. Okay, and then we will do an EVA report, or we'll do an EVA in a surface sample. That way we get some science. So we'll take a surface sample. Okay, that seems good. And then we'll get back into the craft, so that way when we recover, we are able to get all of that science without having to needlessly go to the tracking station and recover the spacecraft. We got 66.0 science from this mission. So that just goes to show you can get a lot of science when you really have nothing. I mean, it's actually quite funny that I've been getting this much science. Let's see what should we get. We can get advanced rocketry, we could get general construction, aviation, flight control, or basic science. Let's see. What can we get? I think this would be the least helpful at this point, and aviation wouldn't really be as helpful. I think that I'm gonna go with general construction for now, and since we are on the course to getting more science, we will be able to hopefully use this to build a bigger rocket, and we'll obviously have to look into flight controls. That way we can actually maneuver a craft once it gets in the orbit. But I think that general construction plus advanced rocketry and flight controls are the most efficient, and maybe we'll do science if we're getting stuck. So that is going to be it for this video. As you can see, the sun is going down, but we did pretty good on this first part of the video, or of the series. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, just let others know about it, and subscribe if you feel like it. I don't really care. I enjoy making these videos, or I hopefully will enjoy making these videos. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.